Hey, everybody. Carm Capriato, the automotive aftermarket podcast pioneer, always with that focus and that mission to ripple the waters of knowledge into the aftermarket. We've got a great show planned for you today. So good to have you here. Be a fly on the wall, will you? As me and my guests talk about all kind of cool things today. We actually see a live shop tour. I'm with two great people. My guest host happens to be Brittany Schindler from Rod's Japanese from Bellingham, Washington. Well, you got up early.
Yeah, it's 9 a.m. on the West Coast. Beautiful sunny day.
Beautiful. Hey, in Bellingham, that's Seattle, right? You have sunshine out there?
I'm actually closer to Canada. I can see Canada out my window here right now.
Cool.
But yeah, we got a little bit of sunshine today.
Glad to have you here, Brittany. And Bruce House is with us from Atlantic Motor Car in Wiscasset, Maine. Did I say that right?
Absolutely.
Wiscasset, Maine.
Well done.
Thanks for being here, Bruce. Bruce goes way back to his roots here in Buffalo, New York, where I'm from, and he chose to leave and start a tremendous business out in Maine. And it's been always great to get to know Bruce and all my guests. We're going to go get a great tour of this fabulous facility. You are in for a treat. That looks like a drone shot. And what was it?
Yeah, that is. That's actually not a drone shot. That's actually a fellow that did aerial photography for us. And that was probably about 8 years ago, before we expanded the parking area and the sales area. But the building and the layout's very much like that now.
Very good. Hey, yeah. Good shot. Can't wait I've seen the inside of this in the tour. I can't wait for you all to see it. Hey, if you're with us at all today on social media at all, check in with your city. Give us a like. How about a cool comment on my guests, or even a question of them, and share this. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and we are coming to you live from the Dorman OE Fix studios. Hey, how's business, Brittany?
We are booked out right now, which is awesome because it gives us the opportunity to really vet the customers that are calling in and, kind of be picky about it. And our current ARO is like $1,300, 4 hours per ticket. My guys are just killing it. Good culture, I have to say, has a lot to do with that.
Well, you're going to talk about the value that you bring to your people. Obviously, the KPIs prove that the things that you're doing to bring all kinds of great tools to your people. Yep. That's just so good to hear. $1,300 ARO, Bruce. That's not bad. How's business with you?
We're amazingly busy. I've been doing this for 35 years, and I don't think we've ever had the backlog that we have now. So it's phenomenal. It's a blessing, and it's a challenge, especially with new clients. So getting people in.
Hey, glad to hear it. Our partner who brings you this great show every week is Dorman. Dorman Products has become an incredible engine for innovation. They are constantly bringing new replacement parts to the automotive industry, and they routinely release tens of thousands of parts across all different categories. Now, why do they do all of this? To enable technicians the freedom to fix their customers' cars and trucks. To do this, Dorman has dedicated teams focused on different aspects of the vehicle to ensure that they are meeting the needs of the aftermarket. Although a lot of their parts are reverse engineering of original equipment, they also redesign and redefine solutions such as their loaded knuckles or programmable electronic power steering rack. Dorman has invested in these OE Fix innovations to help you save time, your customer money, and prevent vehicles from coming back to your shop. In certain cases, Dorman will manufacture aftermarket replacements so you aren't forced to go back to the OE. Hey, want to know more about Dorman? Visit dormanproducts.com/tour. Again, thank you to Dorman for that. It looks like that video hung up for a bit. Hey, every week we do a trivia. So let me share this really cool trivia question with you today. What was the first car fitted with an alternator rather than a direct current dynamo? Interesting stuff what those dynamos did. Hey, go to my website and search for Brittany Schindler or Bruce House and listen to all the stuff we have done together. I remember Brittany was on a Town Hall Academy live in Florida with me. That was kind of cool and a lot of fun. Hey, something very important to me I want to share, I want you all to understand is that Apex, for now the second year in a row, this is an annual thing, has an opportunity to nominate Shop Owner, Technician, and Service Advisor of the Year. The URL is aapexshow.com/service awards. September 1st is the deadline. I am asking you, as an industry, I guarantee you have a technician inside your shop. I guarantee you have a service advisor inside your shop. And I know in all the 20 groups and the networks that we have, we know a shop owner that's on top of their craft. They're doing everything right. That is worthy of great recognition. So I happen to have some skin in the game on this, and helping lead this panel that will end up picking these people. So why not, when you get an opportunity from a platform like Apex to recognize these? First ever, it's the second year in a row. They've never done it before. And I'm saying, if I have a bully pulpit here on the podcast, then I'm making noise, and I'm asking you to do this. So thank you so much. Hey, we were busy this week doing stuff, really busy. So did you ever think that social media marketing could help you land a technician? Well, today's episode that went out with Kim and Brian Walker is just that. They're former shop owners and social media experts, and you're going to like that. We also did and released within the last week the part 4 of Mike Davidson's leadership series. You're going to love it. We also did a CARM cast with the great people from Breaks for Breast. I'm passionate about that. Breast cancer has affected me personally and Annie. And so this is near and dear to my heart, to raise money for a breast cancer vaccine. And there's so much talk about vaccines lately that this is critically important. And also creating a training culture was Town Hall Academy 235. And that went on. So let's get Brittany in here and let's talk about the great value that you bring to your team. I listen, this is a great opportunity, a shrewd advantage that Brittany's using from Rod's Japanese.
Yeah, I definitely want to take like a brief time here to talk about like what kind of value do we give to our team members in order to help them be successful. I'm always constantly looking at things, how to like make specifically our team better. I don't like to like look at what everyone else is doing. I'm like, what can we do better here at our shop to be successful? We threw in the digital inspections 7 years ago. We started that 7 years ago, and I'm constantly still looking at it and updating it. I want the inspection to be seamless to the customer. I want it to be so good that the customer feels confident in reading it. I want them to not have to Google anything that's on the inspection because it's so very well laid out that they don't have to do that. So there's digital inspections that we give to our team. How about the warranty that we give to our team to help be successful for, to get the customers to say yes?
Yeah.
We recently switched to a lifetime warranty 2 years ago. And it was a little scary at first, but we talked about it. Like, how are we going to present this? What are we going to say if someone says this or that? We have a lifetime warranty at our shop. And along with that warranty to stay intact, my dad came up with this idea that the customer has to come in twice a year for a free inspection to keep that warranty intact. And not only does that a good sales pitch, for having a lifetime warranty, but it making sure that they have to come back twice a year to keep that warranty intact. What is that doing? That's making the customers come back in over and over. It's a really easy call to give to the customer when we give those callbacks saying, hey, we got to see your car in before next month to keep that lifetime warranty intact. And customers love it. There's so many other things that we can give to our team, I encourage anybody listening right now to like, please write down, like, what do you give to your team for them to be successful? Because I know you guys give a lot. I know most of you shop owners are former technicians or former service advisors, and you know what you would have loved to have when you weren't the owner. So what are some of the things that you did give to them, and what are some of the things that you can make even better? I encourage you to write it down and say, what can we do better? There's things like processes in place for your advisors to be successful. Like, what's one of the things that customers complain most about? When they're not updated, right? So we have processes in place that at 10 o'clock and 2 p.m., the customers must be updated, and that keeps customers happy. Customers really want to feel confident in when they have their car inside the shop. They don't really know what's going on. We have processes of, we take pictures during the job. So we have the digital inspection. We also have a digital work order. So the technicians actually take pictures and or videos during the jobs that they're doing. The customer can click on their link anytime and see the process of work being done. Customers absolutely love it. That's tons and tons of value for the customer. And it's value for the advisors to, earn that confidence from the customers and for them to say yes. We're not the cheapest shop, and I'm sure none of you are too, being top shops out there, being active in this industry. So we got to like really be that name brand. We really got to bring to the table lots of value to not only the team, but to the customers too. Like, do we have loaner cars? How easy is it for a customer to drop off their car and take a loaner and still have a car? Like, that's huge value to the customer. Man, good. You can keep the car. I can get my kids still done and my grocery shopping done. If I have the loaner car, that's no problem.
Brittany, I'm going to stop you for a moment and say that I just heard you say easy button.
Yeah.
I just heard you say that. And I also believe that because you want to make it easy for the customer, that you're also attempting to make it easy for your people.
Yes.
And so with that in mind, as you said, hey, we want as much detail for the great quality flow of the DVI. We want it to be intuitive. I think that's what you kind of said. But tell me about the buy-in from your people. Are you asking them to bring you this stuff? Are you collaborating together because they need to have ownership?
Absolutely. So I'm really glad you brought that up, because I was going to talk about that. So having buy-in after having these processes in place, what I did to help, like, I knew what I wanted, but what I did was I had a team discussion. I said, hey guys, let's talk about some things. Let's talk about processes and procedures. Let's talk about what makes the customer happy. Let's talk about what brings value to our shop and to our price and everything like that. And we actually talked about these processes together. When your team is part of writing those processes, and that's something that you want them to do, and they're the ones that kind of wrote it with you, that they're like, of course I'm going to do it. I helped write that process and procedure. Then that's way more buy-in. I also love to share feedback with the entire team. If I have a customer, wow, oh my gosh, look at all those pictures. Look at this, look at that. I got a great warranty. I got a loaner car. I always tell the entire team, I'm like, hey guys, do you know how happy that customer was because we did this, and this? And they're like, yeah, awesome. Like, they feel great about what they're doing because they know that it's working. And they see, like I told you, our ARO, 1,300, 4 hours. The technicians are racking less cars. The advisors are doing less customers, but a higher ARO. So all in all, kind of everybody wins at doing all those things.
Less is more. I continue to hear. Let me throw in my really cool little DVI soapbox speech here right now. We do know that there's not enough in the industry doing digital vehicle inspections. And if you are, you're an exception to the rule. So when your customers go to work or do whatever they do that in their life's influence, they're out here and they're getting their digital, you've explained to them, listen, you're going to get a text. It's going to look like this. We want you to follow through. You have to tell them what's coming for them to open it. But once they open it, he says, hey, listen, I want you to go to your friends in the office or your friends that you're having lunch with or dinner or the neighborhood party and show them you're in the cool kids club. You're in a club like no other. Do you get anything like this from your shop? No. Where is your shop? So tell them they're in the cool kids club when it comes to automotive safety and reliability. I love that story. I don't know where I heard it from, but it was something I made up. But less is more. Bruce, are you sensing that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've always thought ourselves as a very progressive shop, but we never did DVIs until we switched to Techmetric in 2020. We used to always have these paper copies because simple is good, and we would color code them and do all that and send it to the client via email. But man, when we switched to DVIs and people have pictures and videos, and it blows people away. We used to always bring people in the shop and do what we called show and tell. They'd wait for their cars. But when COVID happened, we couldn't do that. We, like many of us, we kind of closed our doors, and clients didn't want to come in, and so the way we communicated was DVIs, and we've stayed with that. And anything that builds trust and affinity with the client, it's a win-win for both parties, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely right. One of the things that I wanted to ask you, Brittany, was this twice a year thing coming in. When they may get that first call and says, hey, in order to keep that lifetime warranty going, we need to see your car. Is it really time? I can't believe it. What do you really need to look at? And you need to, obviously you have a great line or a pitch for them, but are you convincing them that the maintenance work that needs to be done based on the miles driven is one of the critical reasons they're coming in?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, maintenance to me and then my team, who they're fresh advisors, so they don't know any different. They don't know that selling maintenance is hard. So we just have, again, those processes in place, but full buy-in from the advisors and learning why the maintenance is important, what can happen if you don't do it, and what can happen if you do it. Like if the customer, we tailor everything that we say to each customer, whether we're very far in depth or if the customer just fully trusts you already. We just have to learn how we say it to them and who we're going to say it to.
Thank you. I have a really tough question for you, and you can choose to not answer this if you don't want. But out of all of your work orders or clients or customers or jobs, what's the percentage that people say they'll take lifetime?
That they what?
That they'll take lifetime warranty?
Oh yeah, all of them. Everybody.
Oh. Everybody gets it. But
Everybody
if they don't come in for, here's the deal. I don't think I can come in twice a year.
Right. Yeah. Then I guess they miss out on that warranty. We tell them very clearly, like, a lot can happen even in just 6 months.
Okay.
So
everybody gets it.
Yes.
And you're following. I love the call to the customer. Are they accepting your call, or do they think it's spam? Are you using text or email? How are you communicating?
I ask everybody if I can text them at the drop off. Most people do. I mostly text people, and I give them a month notice. Hey, by the end of next month, don't forget, I need to see your car for its free warranty inspection.
Got it.
I mean, it's pretty hard to dispute it. And, hey, do you want a loaner car? Do you need a ride? Anything like that.
I don't know about you, Bruce, but that sure sounds like for forward scheduling on maintenance, even though you may not be setting a date, that connection is there. That stickiness, customer trust relationship is there. I think it's cool. Hey,
absolutely.
Thanks for sharing that, Brittany. It was a ton of fun. Hey, this Friday, the Town Hall Academy, I have to tell you something. This is going to be very interesting. Supply chain, getting parts to market post-pandemic. I have been talking to so many shop owners about access, availability, and I'm hearing things about the cost of the container deliveries are going up, and there's more OE problems than aftermarket, but everybody's being affected differently. So we're going to have one heck of a Town Hall Academy with these guys, Bruce Roning from Drive, Brian Norco from NGK, Malcolm Sismore from Delphi Technologies, and along with Paul McCarthy, the president of AASA, the Suppliers Association. So I am so looking forward to that. Bruce, I think it may be time to get a tour. Well, I've had, of course, the privilege to see this tour before all of you, and it is really cool. Bruce, I have to say, you run one heck of an operation, man.
Thank you.
Somebody must paint every other day. I mean, it's just so pristine. So I'll let you go.
Sure. So this is a drone shot of our facility. And this is the sales display area up front, some loaner cars there. We've got a fleet of about 12 Volkswagen Passats and Jettas we use for loaners. And the cars that are around the semicircle in the front of the building, those are all service cars waiting to be serviced. They've been looked at, and then we park them up front while we're waiting to get them back in. This is the entryway for service. We have our service general manager's name on the door. I think that's an important thing.
I like that.
Yeah, it calls out, it's an acknowledgement, and it calls out some personal connection to clients. My old Saab poster from Buffalo, this is the customer reception. So this is our service counter. Some letters from clients on the wall. And we've been very fortunate. We have some folks that are pretty dedicated evangelists that write to us and do things. Little display area. We have some Yeti tumblers for coffee.
Let's stop right there. Yeah. A question that I have on one service advisor.
So there's actually four of us that act as advisors. So Ted is the general manager. Ted is an advisor. Came out of a Volvo franchise. Javier is senior service manager. Our parts specialist acts as an advisor, and when I'm in the building, I act as an advisor. So there's, with four techs and a GS, there's always plenty of advisors, somebody to talk to.
Okay, I got it. I did see a little area with like 3 CRTs. Is that where the other work is done?
That's the service office. We'll come around.
Yeah, we'll see that in a minute. Yeah. And the other thing is, those Yeti tumblers, are they for sale, or do you give them out?
We actually give them away to clients. We've never really sold one. They cost us about $30 each. So for a new client, somebody that's done something exceptional for us, somebody that spent some money with us, somebody that's referred, they'll get a tumbler. It's a great surprise.
Great. Thank you.
And the little shopping bags, that's a big thing now in Maine, is recyclable shopping bags.
I love that. And the other thing I wanted to stop and mention is all the letters on that bulletin board.
Yes.
Excellent. And again, a waiting room. Did you purposely space the seating during the COVID crisis?
This is actually the way it's been.
Okay.
This is actually the way it's been. What we found is we have a waiting room here up front, a waiting room in back of the service counter, and then there's a waiting room in the back we call the business office, which Ted has probably filmed. And the business office is a Herman Miller office suite with 3 iMacs. And so a lot of clients will come in and do a Zoom conference back there. They'll do some business while we're doing their car. But what we found since post-COVID, has changed the game for a lot of us, is that very few people wait anymore. We're either picking up cars, doing valet, or they're grabbing a loaner, or they're dropping off. More and more people are working from home, and they have that ability to, basically be more flexible. So,
okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is just customer restroom. I guess that was an important thing to have.
I think it's important. Yeah. We're always looking to upgrade. It's always nice to see the seat was down.
Yeah. Yes.
Right, Brittany?
Absolutely.
And this is another little waiting area in back. And often vendors are waiting back there. So this is a shot of the back of the service counter.
Yeah.
We put the work orders on that table. And then that's another shot of the waiting room.
I like that.
And then I think Ted's going to sweep in here to
your place.
I think he's going to go my office first. We'll see if he does it that way. This is obviously, so this is my office, treadmill with an iMac.
Yeah, I like that. Explain that treadmill to me. How often are you on that?
Not enough, because what the biggest mistake I made is I didn't put a phone there. And so we're so tethered to our phones. So this is my office. This has been the office since I bought the building back in 2003 and renovated it. Back when I had a plastic card table I was working off of.
There's the treadmill.
There's the treadmill and the iMac. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a beverage cooler with bottled water in back. And then this is the service office. So that's a picture of Javier. And that's Derek, who's one of the advisors. That's our parts specialist desk there you're seeing. This is our dispatch board. We call the mag board. Everything flows from left to right, just like we read. That's Ted's desk right there. And so there's 3 guys in this room, 2 advisors and a parts specialist. Yeah. And Ted's probably going to show you a picture of his little Land Rover model because that's an important thing for him. And we're both Land Rover fans. So, and this is a little doorway and a little cutout and a speak thing to the technicians. So this is the hallway.
This looks like a wall of fame.
This is technician certifications. My advanced EMT cert and recognition is there.
Yeah.
This is, we call it the refreshment center, coffee machine, bottled water for clients. They can walk back here and get it. Recycle bins, things of that nature, pretty straightforward. And then around the corner, this is our CRM customer relationship manager's desk, and also the sales area where we do sales right there. That behind that door is the detail area. This is
we're gonna see that too.
Yep, this is our business office. So clients can come back here and they can sit in front of the iMacs and use the iMacs if they want and grab their coffee. It's a place where people can really work during the day. Excellent. Detail bay. There's Chris doing a detail on a Land Rover. And detail bay is
Bruce, is the detail, we'll stop the video here for a minute. Is the detail part of their service or is it something that they buy?
It's something, so it depends. So we do our sales cars there. We'll often gift a client that does a lot of work, some type of spiff and interior detail, exterior detail. But we also sell those as a service. So it's a profit center for us as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Now we're going to look at the sales, the vehicle sales center or office.
Yes. So this is my CRM's desk. This is the technician's restroom. All kinds of posters and, the LVT floor and lockers. And they try to keep the building in good condition and shape. So the guys are proud to be there. That's the sales side on the left. Yeah. And that's looking out the sales entrance. This glassed-in area is my bookkeeper's office in the back, and the desk that is in front of that, that's a deal desk. We'll sometimes do a private sale in there. This first desk is a training desk, and the second desk in back is a bookkeeper.
Cool. Now we're in the shop.
This is the workshop. So the cars enter in the back, come out the front. So there are 4 bays, and there's a flat area to put cars in for diagnostics and other things. I think this was shot yesterday afternoon. So this is the service bay. Ceilings are white. The floor is epoxy. The walls are white with a blue stripe. The blue and white's kind of our logo. We have the flags of the cars we service. New Hunter Auto 34 tire machine, which the guys love for the run flats.
By the way, let's stop that for a minute. I got to say, I love the flag idea.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
It's people like that. So it's we have the American flag hanging, but we have the German flag and the British flag, and I think we have the Swedish flag as well. So
thank you.
Yeah. And then as we scroll over here, that's our keyboard where cars in service are kept. The 2 diagnostic carts, the one with the BMW logo and the other, they get rolled up to cars as needed for coding and programming. Each of those has a battery stabilizer on it. And this is our Auto 34 machine and the Road Force machine. And that is a full trash container.
Now, here it takes the owner.
There's 2 of them
who dusts every shelf to notice that he had a full trash can. I love it.
I guess that's a good sign, right there.
Yeah. By the way, I think we're going to get a little closer to the tires, though. But it looks like you stock tires, Bruce.
We're a Michelin tire dealer. Yeah, okay. That's all we sell is Michelin. So we'll install for tire rack, but we believe in the Michelin product very strongly. This is the technician's screen. Every technician has a big 27-inch all-in-one computer. These are Dells. We happen to be a fan of the Dells.
Okay.
That is Ethan doing a Jaguar. It looks like a fluid service. And looking against the wall, some tires that probably are going on a client car. Red thing is a hot water washer. gray door is a closet to our utility room where our servers and things are.
There's the floor scrubber.
There's the magic floor scrubber, one of the best tools we ever bought. Keeps it immaculate. It's a tire inventory. This is our receiving area and back where these boxes are. So UPS comes and drops off. There's some BG chemicals. We do use BG products and some other chemicals there. And looking back out as the tech would be driving in. Land Rover. I love the Land Rovers.
Yeah, you love Land Rovers. I think it's a really cool looking car. I've never driven one.
Very interesting. We towards the right by those back doors were shelves where special order parts that come in are put in bins with the client's name on it. So the tech just has to go to the bin, look for Mr. Jones, grab it, and he's got all the parts there. This is parts inventory. And this is really organized in terms of what are you going to need first? Oil filters, air filters, cabin filters, then brake components. These are Stanley Vidmar high-density modular shelving. So it allows us to put a tremendous amount of parts in a very, very small area. That's all spark plugs in that drawer. Each drawer is labeled. So there's a label like A1A, A1B, A1C. They're all inventory in the computer.
It's amazing the level of organization that I am seeing, but you know the absolute value of that because you said it.
Time is money.
Yeah. Time is money. You got to know where to go and stop looking through drawers and drawers and shelves for stuff.
Yeah.
Everything has a place and has a home, and that's good stuff. Wow. I'm so glad we had a chance to see your place.
Thank you, sir.
By the way, Bruce is working on another one.
Yeah.
And which is not far away, and that's where he actually is doing the show with us, and we congratulate you on that tremendous expansion. Any quick summary, Brittany? Anything you saw you liked that you would do?
Oh my gosh, I was gonna compliment your floors in your shop. They're so pretty.
Yeah, you know, it's not only for the clients, right? Clients come in, they see their car, their truck, whatever it may be, the shop looks immaculate, but it's for the technicians. And, you know, one of the greatest challenges we have is in our industry is attracting and retaining, professional technicians. And if you come into a shop, and our shop is air conditioned, by the way, which may not necessarily be necessary in Maine, but we chose to do that. We have roof units on the shop, just like you'd have in an office building. Anything I can do that makes that feel more professional, more upscale, it just leads to that whole environment, and that's a huge thing. So when we had a tech, we have a monthly meeting. We had a tech that we invited to our monthly meeting. He was very interested in coming on board, and last Friday he came in and worked with us, and he was like, "Wow, wow, it's air conditioned, it's clean. You guys don't have junk parts laying around. It's it just blows him away, and that brings people to you. You have to always recruit, but it makes people want to come here, and so that's a blessing for everyone.
Good for you. The wow factor. Okay, that's the big takeaway from this episode. The wow factor over at Atlantic Motor Car. And congrats on your advanced EMT. I do recall in social media as you were going through that, and always great to have first responders like you out there. Thank you so much for that. Don't forget the show gets repurposed on your favorite podcast listening app. It's out on the YouTube channel. It's on Facebook. It's on LinkedIn. So please check out the Aftermarket Weekly page on my website. And let's finish up with the trivia, you guys. What was the first car fitted with an alternator rather than a direct current dynamo? Well, here's your answer. It was the 1960 Plymouth Valiant. There's one from the Boneyard. Dynamo. Now, it's an older term used to describe a generator that makes direct current power. DC power sends electrons in only one direction. Now, the problem with a simple generator is that when the rotor rotates, it eventually turns completely around, reversing the current. Early inventors didn't know what to do with this alternating current. Alternating current is more complex to control and design motors and lights for. So early inventors had to figure a way to only capture the positive energy of the generator, so they invented the commutator. The commutator is a switch that allows current to only flow in one direction. So if you probably weren't around in 1960 to have this momentous thing happen, and that would be an alternator. That was the 1960 Valiant. And Chrysler's done a lot. As I do a lot of research for the trivia, I find that Chrysler has done a lot of really cutting edge things with technology back in the day. Hey, next week, Steve Finzel is going to be with us from Finzel's Master Tech in Terre Haute, Indiana, and Sarah and Chad Koyman from Ultimate Auto in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Thank you so much, Brittany Schindler from Rod's Japanese and Bruce Howes from Atlantic Motor Car Center. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Thank you.